Hey everyone. Okay, so the messages are coming. They're coming and they're flowing. And I think these are just food for thought. Seeds are being planted because many are dealing with different issues. Many are healing in different ways. We are not the same. We have different issues that need to be prioritized before others. Some are dealing with their healing or their growth through money, through finance, some through relationships, family situations, romantic situations, friends, work relationships. Others are dealing with it when it comes to health, trying to get more healthier and getting more fit, more active, etc. But everyone is dealing with their stuff. Now, this is also another message or something that kept coming to me, and it's the topic of energy vampires. And many of you, when you're thinking of that energy vampire concept, you're thinking of people who drain you, people who come in when they need you and they take and then they leave you with nothing. And sometimes these are people, they don't realize that that's what they're doing, right? They'll just call you and they'll be like, hey, I just need to talk. And you'll be like, okay, talk to me. And next thing you know, you're on the phone for an hour. And by the time you get off, they're like, thank you so much. I needed that. I feel better. But when you hang up, you're like, wait a minute, I was right about to go and work out, or I was about to finish my school project, or I was about to read this book, but now I'm tired and I just want to lay down. And yeah, you were just drained because the person on the other side of the phone, they feel better. Now they're up and about and they can take care of their errands and they can do this and they can do that. But you're left empty. And it's an exchange, and yes, we do this for people we love. But when you're always that person, you're always the person people come to for advice. You're always the one that's available. You're always the one that allow people to cry on your shoulder, or you're a great listener and you give good advice. All of these things, they make you actually feel like you're a good person. But at what expense? And sometimes there are people who experience this consistently and they like it until it becomes too much. Because there's an exchange here. There's a give and take. And if you're never receiving, it becomes the problem. Many of you're only familiar with the energy vampire concept when it comes to that. You're in a relationship and you're the one that's always trying. You're the one that's always calling and setting up times to meet. You're the one that's always checking on the other person, but they're never present. They're never doing what you do. You're the only one making the effort. And many have been pulling away, right? Let me give to myself. Let me pour into myself. Let me, do what I need to do. But there is also other ways your energy is being siphoned. And this brings me to the point of this message. Okay, this video just came across my feed and I clicked on it and I was like, let me see what this is. And this young man is saying the exact message that I also received. I received this message a few years back. I'm going to actually stitch his video because he said it exactly right. And it's touching on the other form of energy vampirism, or for others who don't use that term, where you are being taken from when you don't even realize it. Okay, let me go ahead and let this video play.
These people on this app that's giving y'all relationship advice or passing on their trauma and their bad spirits to y'all, you need to watch who you getting advice from. I'll use myself for an example. The content that I used to post, I was so cold, and all I did was pass that on to other people. All I did was pass it on to other people and have y'all adapt to the way of this world. You get what I'm saying? But what you do is you heal within, find happiness within, get right with God, and walk that narrow path and align yourself with what's for you. You get what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get your heart broken and then turn into this manipulative person. You see it all the time with men and women, passing on advice to y'all. Or if they call you, don't answer. One day be hot, one day be cold. That's manipulation. That is witchcraft. These are demons. I'm telling y'all. These people got whole demons hosting them, and they don't even realize it. And all they doing is passing it on to y'all. When you find that self-love, when you look within, you learn how to be your authentic self. It is a facade that they feeding y'all. And the worst part of it is they believe it's real. They believe it's really them. It's a facade. That's not you. If you can't be your full authentic self and align yourself with God and the universe, bro, you faking it. You faking it. And they selling y'all a dream. They selling y'all a dream. Their soul is gone, and now they got you entertaining them, and now you feel soulless. Now you feel unfulfilled. Woman after woman, man after man, and wonder why you still feel empty, because you putting your energy into soulless people that's passing on their demons and their traumas to y'all.
Now, when it comes to the tarot readers, I've been getting this message about many of the tarot readers for a long time. So when people say tarot is bad, tarot is evil, tarot is, whatever, I understand why people say that. To a certain degree, I actually agree with them because of this concept. Many of the people that are giving you all messages, they're simply transferring their trauma onto you. Many of you are going to people who have not healed, who have not done the inner work, or who is not even on that path. Many of you are getting messages from people who are not on the healing path. They are simply on the path of becoming an influencer or creating an online business. And you all are going to people who have their own trauma. And they're giving it to you. Not only that, these are people who are dependent on you. It's an exchange. They need you to click on their video. They need you to watch. Otherwise, they won't be able to pay their bills. So I'm saying that to say the intent in sharing the message is not to help you heal. And this doesn't only happen in the tarot community. I see it everywhere. Podcasts, people sharing their views on certain political topics, on the economic system, on the banking system, on the housing market. It's everywhere. Bitcoins, gender wars, which is the most toxic one, in my opinion. Oh no, race wars, where they bait you through a sensitive topic that they know will trigger an emotional response. And you all are clicking on these things and you're taking on other people's trauma. The other day I was watching a video. It was about the movie Deliverance. And there was a lot of people on there giving their opinion. And one young lady came on the camera and she was sharing her opinion on the movie. And she was talking to, I guess, people who are Christians. She was like, if you're a Christian, you shouldn't be watching this. It's evil, it's demonic, etc., etc., etc. As she was speaking, I started getting a message about her. How she's planting fear because she's fearful. She's scared. So as far as she's concerned, she's giving good advice. There's no ill will behind what she's saying. She's trying to share something from the point of view of a person who is saved and a person who believes in God. But what she was actually doing was planting a fear into someone who may not have had that fear that she has. And the people who, I'm going to say, are impressionable, will just take the message that she's sharing, take it as truth and run with it. But what they really just did was pick up a fear they didn't have from somebody who gave it to them. Some of y'all are picking up other people's traumas because you relate to a person because of their race, their background, their gender, their experience, their hair, their image. You may be doing this and you're not aware that this is happening to you, but the TV screen, the computer screen, your phone, all of these tablets, these are portals. And energies come from these screens and they come to you through the screen. And if you accept the message as true, you accept the energy that just came through the screen. Y'all have to learn to discern what messages you should just freely accept, which I wouldn't recommend that you do that with any message. What message is yours and what's not? You can relate to a message without taking it on. And in the era that we're in, where everything is social media, everything is online, many people are picking up multiple issues that they didn't have. Many of the people who are giving advice, many of the people who are sharing their opinion, they're coming from a hurt space where they haven't even healed, a hurt space where they're not even looking to heal. Hurt people hurt people. I mean, we've heard these concepts. Misery loves company. You want to be at the place where you are able to see when someone is passing on their trauma to you. Many of the people sharing messages, they are very, very deeply hurt. They're coming from a place of trauma, and those are actually the strongest messages, or those are actually the people that their messages actually come off stronger, where you will resonate even more. The deeper the pain, the stronger the message, the more you feel it, the stronger the attachment. And yes, these are actual energies. I mean, just think about the narcissist energy. For me, it's an energy. You could see it in the person's eyes. Because they become another person, it's not them. For me, it's like a form of possession. I feel like the narcissism energy is a possession of a person, because there are certain mannerisms that everyone who's dealing with that energy, they do. There's a certain mannerism. It's in their eyes. It's in their facial structure. It's a possession. All of these energies that we're dealing with, they are possessions. When you take on an emotion, you are possessed by the emotion. These are entities feeding you thoughts. That's where it gets dangerous, when it becomes a thought, because that's what leads to an action. We're in a different world, and yes, adapt to the world, but know yourself. You have to know yourself. Some of the pain that these people are harboring, some of them, it's not even their pain. It's an attachment. Some of you all are dealing with pain. It's not your pain. Some of you have picked up a pain that a person that is close to you had, and it attached itself to you. Y'all are closely dealing with people, having intercourse with people, intimate relationships with people, friendships with people, family members, people you work with every day. Many of you are around people with their own problems, and they discuss it with you so much that it becomes your problem, and you take it on as if it's your pain. Oh, I know a person who went through this, so that's true. Or yesterday, this person was just telling me that that happened to them. So then you start believing that that's something that you need to be mindful of. It's not yours. It's not even theirs. This is the layers and layers and layers and layers and layers that need to be peeled off. This is why one day you'll feel like you've taken 2 steps forward, and then the next day you feel like you're taking 10 steps back because of the energies that you're allowing in your space and then you're accepting as yours. And many of you, number one, you don't know yourself well enough to know when something is yours and when it's not. And some of you, it's because you don't want confrontation, or you don't like to deal with conflict, or you just like, to be agreeable. And sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's simply, hey, I hear you, but I don't agree with you, but I can see how you take it that way. And also critical thinking, like learn how to critically think. The reason this is important, right? This is a message that's being put out there. It's because as you're healing, if you're listening to things that are just giving you more things to heal, that's an issue. If you are in environments constantly putting yourself in spaces that is bringing on more trauma, giving you more things that you're going to have to heal, that's an issue. Comment sections is another thing. Seeing people's comments and going back and forth in these comment sections. Y'all need to understand, a lot of these comments, they're bots. They're not actual people. Some comments are there specifically to get a reaction, to get you involved in conversation, to basically take you down a path you probably would have never gone had you not responded, or had you not been attached so much to the topic. Learning to detach is so important right now. A lot of y'all are being taken down roads, being brought into worlds that you never would have been brought into if you did not have a strong attachment or an emotion that you were not in control of. Let's say it that way, because that's what this is. That's what this is. So I'm not going to make this long, but I do want to end this by saying we all can be a part of the problem, but we all can be a part of the solution, because even myself, I do not record when I'm going through my own stuff. I don't record. When I'm going through things where I have to sort it out, I don't sit down and record. It's not fair. This is how people pick up trauma or pick up more things that they have to heal. And this is anyone and everyone, not just people on social media with, a following, or even if you have like a small following, large following, whatever. Anyone, even if you're giving advice to people in your life, right, and it's not on social media, be careful that you're not passing your hurt onto other people. That's a heavy karmic debt that you have to repay. Some of you all are hurt and you're engaging in relationships with people when you have your own stuff that you have to deal with. Work on yourself. That is so important. Work on yourself. Know when you're supposed to be exchanging energy with people and when you're not. And also, if you're at a place where you're able to discern what you should engage with or what you should entertain and what you shouldn't, then you'll be fine, right? That's your protection. But many are just very naive and just hear something and take it as theirs, and it becomes a part of your truth. And this is where belief systems come from. Many of y'all are dealing with some false beliefs, man. You're in these false worlds that don't truly exist. They have no basis in reality. It's all illusion. It's all illusion. This is the issue we're dealing with right now. Lack of healing, lack of awareness, lack of understanding, lack of empathy, lack of compassion. It's dog eat dog, and it's out of control. And you should be at the point where you can tell if somebody's passing something on to you that's not yours. Okay, I'm leaving it there, and I'm working on something else. So yeah, the messages, they're coming through, but there are certain things that you all need to be made aware of. Like, just trust what you feel, right? If the message is for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to y'all soon.